Here's an ab exercise that I'm a big fan of for grapplers. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that heavy torso rotations is one of the 5 exercises that all grapplers seem to do, no matter what country they come from, no matter what code of grappling they compete in. And that makes perfect sense when you consider all of the different rotational actions that occur during grappling. Off-balancing opponents, entries for judo-style throws, creating rotation to push an opponent's center of mass outside their base of support, and even as a finishing mechanism in certain submissions, for example, heel hooks. The most commonly selected exercise for this tends to be heavy barbell twists, which are a great exercise. However, a feature of this exercise is that the feet, hips, and torso tend to move as one unit, all turning together as the load moves throughout the range of motion. And there's great value to being able to create that kind of stiffness, to keep force production in optimal muscle lengths, and to focus on transmitting force between the upper and lower body. But if you think about things like throw-bys, cow catches, even escapes where we generate momentum by whipping the legs, these are actions which require us to dissociate the hips and torso as we create rotation. So not only do we need the stiffness and the transmission, we also need to get used to producing force at less optimal muscle lengths and through bigger ranges of motion when we create rotation. And this Swiss ball cable rotation is a great exercise for the latter category. The major advantage of this exercise is that the ball lengthens the lever arm by artificially extending the point of rotation away from the body, making it much less mechanically efficient. With a traditional cable rotation or wood chop, the tendency is to cheat by bringing the cable in close to the body and using other muscles like the chest and shoulders to almost press the weight across your body. With this tweak, you're forced to wrap your outside arm around the ball and keep it there to keep the ball in place. So by default, all you can use to generate that rotation is the muscles of your torso. And you're going to feel this in the oblique of the outer side and the lower and mid back of your inner side on each rep. In terms of your lower body, like I said, we're actually looking for hip separation here. So you want to keep your feet glued to the floor with your pelvis pointing ahead as everything above that rotates in and out of the rep. You want to keep soft knees while you do it, and you're actually going to feel a lot of tension in your outside adductor as well as the glute hip area of your inside hip. So this really is a lot of bang for your buck at once. Lots of the body contributing to each rep in a frequently taxed movement on the mats. Now, normally I would recommend you load up and go heavy for fewer reps on the more traditional barbell twist. But for this exercise, I like to push up the reps a little bit higher with slightly less load. If you were then to throw in some explosive rotational med ball throws, that right there for me is the trifecta of rotational torso training for grappling. And we do a whole bunch of all 3 inside of Jack Jetsu programming. Link in bio if you'd like to check out the template. Cheers.